Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. Just rewind the tape. Another murder in our territory. An exclusive interview with Senator Chucky Hansen, and she's not happy. And our condolences to the Lieutenant Governor for his loss of his daughter. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, a man was shot and killed last night on St. Thomas. News Channel 8's Wes Small has that story and more crime news as well.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Again at Ann Schrader Command at Villa Lorraine with some more disturbing news. We have recorded our third homicide of the year. It is St. Thomas again. It happened at 10:30 last night at the Palm Garden Complex Apartments. We believe it was in the parking lot. No age, no name as of yet. Next of kin has not been notified. Working with Melody Rames, Chief Carrard, perhaps we can have that information to you, Jerome, by tonight. We do know this, that this is the third homicide of the year. One of the reasons why Melody Rames and the VIPD put that horrible story, tragic story about the 2-year-old being run over is, you know, the Daily News and other media are kind of hiking up the murder rate, again, with vehicular homicides, vehicular accidents, and so forth. I guess we all know the difference between a violent death and one that is planned other than an accident. Let me put it like that. So in other words, back to home. This is the third homicide, third murder that we know of so far in this short year. 2 in St. Thomas, 1 on St. Croix. No age, no name. 10:30 last night, Palm Garden Apartment Complex parking lot. There are rumors and speculation this could be a robbery, but we don't have any official word yet. We also have a shooting on St. Croix. It was early evening last night. We have a man walking down the road in a state Calhoun, and he was shot twice in his upper right thigh area, or close to his buttocks, at least twice, and he heard 2 shots. He was hit. He doesn't know who shot him, and he didn't have any information. Possibly 2 girls could have stabbed each other near Friedenborg last night on St. Croix. This has not been confirmed by the VIPD. Also, we have a robbery, armed robbery that took place in Emancipation Drive. We believe that is the vicinity of the Frederickstead Fish Market around 10 o'clock last night. We have 2 females apparently walking. They were accosted by 2 masked men who assaulted them and stole their purse. 2 black men dressed in black, possibly with masks, stole one of the female victims' purse. Well, there you have that. Again, the St. Thomas news has to be filled in by us on St. Croix because, again, we want to remind you to keep praying for Lee Carl as he fights for his leg, okay? He had that injury. He's in Long Island Hospital. We hope that he makes it back okay with that. So now you're all caught up. It's a lot to digest. We did have a homicide last night, 10:30 last night, at the Palm Garden Complex Apartment on St. Thomas, okay? And we have no information on that individual. The next of kin has not been notified as of yet. Now you're caught up. Please be safe out there. If you see crime happen, always call 911 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And in other news, another suspect has been arrested for that shootout that took place in La Grande Princess recently. Here's Melody Rames, Virgin Islands spokesperson for the police department, with more.
Police on St. Croix arrested a second suspect in connection with the La Grande Princess shooting that occurred near the Elena Christian Junior High School on January 10th. Albert Marcel, age 37, was arrested around 5:37 a.m. on Monday, January 17th, and charged with first-degree reckless endangerment. On Wednesday, January 12th, police arrested Andre Brown, age 29, and charged him with first-degree reckless endangerment in connection with the same shooting. A 17-year-old minor was detained by police the same day. However, no charges were filed against him. Bail for Marcel was set at $75,000, and he was remanded to the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility pending further court action.
Thanks, Melody Rames. And Senator Chucky Hansen is not taking her political comeback lightly. News Channel 8's Wes Small talked with the 9th-term veteran senator in this exclusive interview on the condition of the Frederickstead Clinic and the deadly LEAC situation at WAPA.
Thank you very much, Jerome. A lot has to be said about Frederickstead Clinic. Is it at Herbert Grigg? Is it going to stay at Herbert Grigg? I've heard nothing but complaints over the duration of time, a lot of mold contamination, and nothing's being done. It's littered outside, Senator, and also I don't see any construction going on inside. Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen, this is the first report of the year with Channel 8. And we're going to bring you a lot of exposés. There's a lot going on today, but she's focusing on two things. In back of us, the Frederickstead Clinic and the LEOC situation with WAPA. Senator, please, thank you very much. I know you're very busy getting all your constituents and your office in order and everything. Yes. All right, Senator, what would you like the public to know tonight?
Well, as you observe, this site, which I care so much about and make sure it got reopened after Hugo and so forth, is still closed under some issue of molds and so forth. It's been closed approximately 2 to 3 years. And certainly the people of Frederickstead deserves no less. I want to send a message to this board. This clinic must be open. I'm beginning to put the pressure to make sure it gets reopened. It makes no sense for any excuse when there's nothing at all happening in there. Every day I come down to the office, the legislature, I pass the street on purpose to see if there are workers, any sort of activity taking place. It's just locked down. Then I come back around 1, I pass again to make sure somebody didn't come late. It's still closed down. And at 5, nobody here in the evening. This clinic, whoever is sleeping on it, on the board, I believe very strongly, take my message because you have a lot to answer. It has to open, and it has to open soon. Give us information on what you're doing about keeping this clinic closed, what's going on with the mold. It has been so long that all you could have done is take out all of the ducts and put in new ducts. And you could even build a new clinic. Money comes in for services provided to the people. It comes in for the federal government. There is money being lost, a lot of money being lost by this clinic being closed. Lives must be saved by this clinic becoming reopened. And trust me, stop sleeping. Get up and get it going.
And I think you better do it, because remember when she complained about the DP&R commissioner? Next day he was gone. We got a new one.
Oh, you noticed.
So I don't know who the board guy is here, but you might as well start cleaning out your office. All right, next you want to talk about LEOC.
We have our meeting set up with the various department and agencies that are responsible to get this WAPA issue going. I've discovered by my meetings with the federal government before we got sworn in, I recognize that in order to get this thing going very rapidly, I had to start even before becoming sworn in. So what I did, I made contact with the federal government. They accepted my invitation to meetings. I left the territory, met with them, spoke about the issues of the environment coming from Hovensa, spoke to them about the issue relative to WAPA and its LEOC and how it's affecting our people. They are willing to come. I discovered the government do receive monies, and the money goes back to Washington because it's not utilized. I also discover a lot of other funding which we are eligible for, and they have not in fact applied for. So therefore, I've invited them to a meeting on the 26th and 27th. You will hear directly from them. And as we go along, we'll set the foundation to secure the bill and build up that legislation that I'm preparing right now to stop the LEOC. But you gotta hear so, because there will be senators who will claim they did not understand why they couldn't support my bill. So therefore, I am putting the public on this legislation and this committee meeting on the 26th and 27th so that you can hear from the federal government how we can get this done. Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you, not as a reporter from Channel 8, but as a single bachelor. My WAPA bill is too high. And I'm sorry, I love you for that, because you always fight for the little man and the hungry man. And I'm little and I'm hungry.
Well, let me tell you, right now there are so many people without power. totally disconnected because they cannot keep up with it. And there are some people that choosing between paying the water bill and their medication, and that must stop.
Yes.
It have to stop.
Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen, two things were focused. The ghost town of a clinic right in back of us, a haunted house, 3 years of inactivity, mold. When it was discovered, for the media, they paraded a few guys with masks on. Remember that, in brooms? But like Senator Hansen said, she's been passing by every hour or so and no activity. And you can look at the litter around the place and all the board. They haven't been anybody in here doing anything for a long time. And the LEOC, please make that LEOC go away.
Yeah.
Thank you. With Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
And we want to thank Senator Chucky Hansen for making those comments with us tonight. And the Special Operations Police Unit on St. Thomas made a drug bust and an arrest yesterday. Here's Melody Raines with that story.
Stepped up police patrols on St. Thomas Wednesday, January 19th, confiscated 82 dime bags of marijuana, crack cocaine, and drug paraphernalia near Garden Street. Later, a man was arrested in possession of 22 dime bags of marijuana and a firearm. While patrolling Garden Street around 11 a.m., Special Operations Bureau officers observed a group of men near the laundromat who walked away when they saw the officers. The officers smelled the strong odor of marijuana and searched the area and found 82 dime bags of marijuana, 2 scales, and crack cocaine near an abandoned building. Later on Wednesday, around 2:28 p.m., officers arrested 24-year-old St. Lucia native Delroy Francis of Estate Nada and charged him with possession of an unlicensed firearm, possession with intent to distribute marijuana, and failure to register ammunition. According to police, while patrolling Estate Friedenhoy near the ballpark, a suspect who was later identified as Francis was observed running with a firearm in his hand. He was ordered by officers to stop and drop the 9mm firearm. Officers also found a bag containing 22 dime bags of marijuana, a fully loaded magazine, and a scale in Francis's possession. Francis is not licensed to carry a firearm in the Virgin Islands. His bail was set at $45,000 and he was remanded to the Bureau of Corrections, pending further court action.
Thanks, Melody Raines. And the entire Virgin Islands territory are saddened by the death of our Lieutenant Governor's 31-year-old daughter, Deanna Francis. She passed away last night in Coral Springs, Florida. Deanna Francis fought a long bout against sickle cell anemia. Funeral arrangements will be here on St. Croix in the near future. To Dana's mom, Sharon, Felix, and the entire family circle, we here at Channel 8 and the Virgin Islands feel your pain. We'll be right back.